Tell me, are your scale questions too neutral to be useful? Let's take a look. One way to rate a scale question is to have respondents self-report their attitudes, opinions, and perceptions by selecting where they fall along a spectrum of options that includes a neutral position. As an example, a 3-option spectrum that asks if they're dissatisfied, neutral, or satisfied. The neutral position, when included, should be a way for your respondents to communicate that they are neutral with respect to how you frame their available choices. You create that frame through a combination of your question wording and your spectrum choice. But when your frame isn't explicit enough, visceral enough, and short enough, you open yourself up to what I call the neutrality problem for scales. Now, before we dive into a critique, I should caveat that there's obviously a lot more to survey design than assessing your questions in isolation. So this video is for general information purposes only. As a real-world example, let's say you're looking for direction on a new service offering or a revision of an existing one, and you want respondents to share their thoughts on possible service aspects or features. It's natural to ask questions like, how important are regular meetings, for example weekly, with options such as very important, somewhat important, neutral, and not important at all. What's working here is that the question provides a framework for interpreting the word regular so that respondents will have that in their minds as they answer, rather than making up their own idea of what regular might mean. It's even better if the example given, weekly, matches up with your preferred regularity. So the question is explicit enough. The problem is that the spectrum options aren't necessarily visceral or short enough to get the responses you need. Instead, you could try a 3-option scale, such as important/enticing, on the positive end of the spectrum, neutral, and then hesitant/avoid on the negative end of the spectrum. Choosing enticing or avoid makes a strong statement. Here, I paired them with something a little less strong, but still not neutral, to help kick folks off the neutral fence unless that's really where they fall. This revision makes the neutral option more meaningful by tying very specific sentiments to the positive and negative ends of the scale. We're no longer talking about a vague sense of importance. So, with the revision, the spectrum is now visceral enough to prompt real choosing. As for the number of options, that's not what makes the revised version short enough. People won't necessarily put in the effort to make sure that their selection is completely accurate, just that it reflects where they stand well enough. So, shortness is really about making it easy to be non-arbitrary, rather than making things muddy or adding unnecessary breadth in the name of nuance. The original version fails on this because it's too easy to choose somewhat important when what they really mean is, I guess it might matter. The important option of the revision, if used as a standalone option, would have the same problem. And you cannot simply eliminate it without creating an odd gap between neutral and enticing. Rather than spending time wordsmithing, the pairing technique used here removes some of that nuanced breadth in favor of representing enough of a range of options for a good enough choice. So the revised options are short enough. Now take a look at your own scale questions. Are they explicit enough, visceral enough, short enough? Drop a comment below and let me know what you found. Think you might need deeper help? If you're working on a survey and would like a second pair of eyes on your questionnaire, or to discuss your approach more generally, you can find my contact information in the description. Thank you for watching.